But since we were talking about JD McDonagh, there are still rumors about him
JD
joining the Judgment
McDonagh.
Day. But we did get his debut somewhat last night. He was a part of the Intercontinental Championship #1 contender battle royal. The reason why I say I call it a debut is because I felt at first I was like, this is so lame. Like, as one of the more highly anticipated names to be called up from NXT, I was like, really? He's just going to be thrown into this battle royal. He doesn't even get an entrance, doesn't get an introduction. And that was how things were going until he was eliminated. And then he made sure to go after Dolph Ziggler and just beat the crap out of him. And although that might sound or seem a little bit random, because I mean, on the surface, it's like, really, like Dolph Ziggler. But I do think that, we've talked about it, that Ziggler is in that era of his career, it seems, where he's going to help put guys over. So this is his way of doing it. Later, he got an interview as he was leaving by Kathy Kelly, and she asked him, like, why did you go after Ziggler? Like, what was that all about? And he said, basically, because Dolph is incredibly accomplished in WWE. He's had this title, he's won Money in the Bank. So essentially, why not? Why shouldn't I go after him? And then we got the vignette of him. And then the rumors began to circulate even more that he was going to be joining the Judgment Day, which has been a thing for a while, that Judgment Day was looking to get another member. And I'm completely for this. I'm 100%, especially because it'd be 2 Irishmen.
We love our Irishmen here. We love our Irishmen.
I just want to listen to them talk. I thought this was a better debut than what it was looking like originally. Like, how it looked at first, I was going to be like, this is terrible. What did he do to piss people off? Because this is not the type of debut they usually give to a guy that was a top dude in NXT. But as the match progressed, obviously it made more sense. So I was excited about it.
I am so happy that JD McDonagh is finally getting, some recognition here, because as watching NXT for, the better half of a year, I would say, he's been one of my favorite wrestlers to watch every week. Not because of how good he is in the ring, that's kind of known, but he's so good on the mic, and the way he carries himself as a heel, he's so perfect for Judgment Day that he's just a badass. I mean, to go after Ziggler the way he did, thought that was great for a debut. And to go off, the whole vignette into the interview backstage with Kathy Kelly, you can't just be the cookie cutter. All right, here's a guy, debut, wins a match, squash, whatever. It was perfect that they put him in the Battle Royal because, one, it's the second episode of Raw, right? After the draft. Yes. This was second, right?
Yep.
Second episode after the draft. You had Grayson Waller and Pretty Deadly already make their face known on SmackDown. Now it's time to incorporate the Raw people on NXT. How do you do that in a more creative way? The vignettes were perfect. And to have him go after Ziggler in that match, then give a vignette about how dark he is and how you don't, fuck with the ace. What is the Irish ace? I love that. I love that term.
Yeah.
So to me, this makes it more powerful. I think it was a strong debut, and you can tell that he's one of Papa Paul's kids by the way he was highlighted. And it's nice. I could really see him in, a few months being that guy that just out of nowhere, it's like, all right, who's Gunther's in the ring? And he's like, all right, well, who's going to go after my title now? And you just hear his music and you're like, yes.
Just imagine him and Finn tag teaming. Like,
oh my God. That'd be incredible.
And that would work great because for a lot of the time they were having Priest and Dom tag team anyway.
Yeah.
So if that was something that they were going to continue, then that gives Finn an option too. You know what I mean? Because it was always like one of them was left out, but it almost always was Priest, if anything. Or if it was a tag team match, it was always Finn. They always had Damian and Dom together. So we'll have to see how that goes over the next couple of weeks. I would love to see that happen.